Hmm. Ah. Yeah. Works for Biden. What do you reckon? Anyways. So, do we have this audio situation figured out? Are we doing good now? Because I know I'll tell you one thing. You guys are just absolutely 100% amazing for sticking with me through all the terrible, 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 awful uh, problems I was having with my sound. But anyway, so we are now back up and running with that. So as I mess with this some more, talking to you guys, I got a bunch of stuff to bring you. It's like a whole lot of stuff. I'll get loud. Audio. There we are. Alrighty. Get out of the way and start this mess up. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Just let you know that I see everybody out there working so hard to spread this content and everybody keeping the morale up and nobody's throwing in the towel, and we're going to stick together, guys. That's how we're going to win this mess. Sticking together, uniting. Let me tell you, the left is going to try every little thing that they can to get between that moment of sticking together. Those guys are a movement of peace and prosperity amongst other fellow Americans. And I'm going to show you some fake religion, guys. Are you ready for this? I know that the left loves to produce fake religion. I'm going to show you what happens whenever people get completely full of themselves and not God. And I'm going to show you that with Raphael Warnock's campaign here in a second. This Raphael Warnock, running for senator in Georgia, is running against Herschel Walker. And I'm going to tell you what, from the get-go, Warnock was a problem. I knew this when I was seeing some of the people that came forward about his antics when it came to relationships and how he treated women. And trust me, this guy's no stranger to any kind of like situations where they just not the whole up and up. It sucks because I'd have to say he's your typical preacher. I love God, I love Christianity, but I'm really disappointed in a lot of the churches that we see nowadays. And I make myself big while I talk. And so, you've got these people out there that, I think that they get into it for God and Christianity from the get-go, but then they get kind of like sidetracked. They get a little bit distorted. Their opinion becomes more valid than what the actual word says, and then you got to empower yourself through that. And now Warnock is actually using the word of God to try to get himself, which we all pray that, if we were a candidate to win, we pray God, but we try to pray God's will. But dude, these preachers came from all far and wide to get up there on that stage and totally create sort of like an evangelical type situation, have music playing in the back. And I'll be honest with you, I was listening to another YouTube creator called Francot Pearson. Frank, I think I'm saying that right, and he explained it. And I know this, but it's neat that other people do. Music is used to kind of like ride over the subconscious's ability to judge complete right from wrong. What I mean by that is they're able to kind of get a message in there that you normally wouldn't pay a whole lot of attention to, or you're not paying a whole lot of attention to. They can get that message in there because you're not listening for it. Something that you would normally trigger your subconscious and go, wait a minute, something's a little off here. Let's see what's going on. You kind of let that the music and the sound of melody kind of like works over that. And it's been proven time and time again. The Bible even says to be careful when you're listening to music, because not so much non-secular music, but just music in general, because you need to be aware of the fact that it is going to put you in a different state of mind where you're more susceptible and more vulnerable. And so they know this. So you're going to see this in a minute. I'll get to that point. But several other things. This dude in California, he was a police officer, and he on the internet catfishes some young girl way underage and ends up doing really harmful things to the family. And I'll read through the articles and we'll roll through some of this stuff. But let me, and I've got a video that's cutting over here somewhere. I don't know when that thing's going to be done. And when it does, I'll do my best to try to catch it real quick. But I'm doing three things at once here. I'm cutting a video that's going to go over to Rumble on William Archibald as one word on my Rumble channel. But here we are. We'll spin it up here. Here we go. Walker, Warnock, and Georgia Senate runoff poll. And right now they're tied. And the way it looks is, this was earlier today. I had put this stuff together probably at around lunchtime. I'm just now getting time to get it out. And what I'm just kind of showing what's going on right now. We're tied right here, and I really pull for Herschel Walker because I think that he's going to be definitely the lesser of two evils. All of them, everybody's got problems. Ain't nobody perfect. This, you got to remember that. Ain't nobody perfect out there. We got to find somebody who cares about what's going on and does the best that they can. And that's what we're all trying to achieve at this point. But NBC must face suit by Devin Nunes, alleging Madcow had smeared him. So here's what we're doing now, and it's funny because the left doesn't. They're so not. We don't. How can I put this in the right words? The left throws lawsuits all over the place, all the time, everywhere, guys. So what's the only difference is the left mainstream media doesn't pick up when they don't go through. That way it doesn't make their side look weak. We don't have that aspect of media. We've got the media, all right, and it's going to cover what's going on, and it's going to really make sure they cover what's really going on our end. But the beginning of all this, so former congressional Donald Trump ally Devin Nunes was able to move forward with his lawsuit. 2 of his claims were rejected by the judge, and this last one was able to be considered plausible. The left does this all the time and loses lawsuits. Stuff doesn't go through, all this stuff, but the media just never reports on it. So the media been beating on us pretty hard. So we finally got a little win there. Now where it goes, I don't know. And I'm really hopeful that Kari Lake gets a fair shake at, some decent justice over there in Arizona, because I think that just the fact that there was, we won't even say anything was the R word when it's, whenever they kind of like make things or try to, they fix things. I think that what they did is suppress things through just machines not working. That's all. Or more. But anyways, I mean, we'll just look at it like that there. And that right there in itself should be grounds to do something. I don't know. I'm hoping that something happens. We don't want Arizona to fall like that right now if we can help it. And Abe Hamada, the one that was running for district attorney, his same thing. Some of the stuff was thrown out because they had to certify this stuff first before they could actually go follow through with the suits. But we'll see what happens with Devin Nunes. Maybe. And Devin Nunes, by the way, is working behind the scenes on Truth Social. I think, yeah. And so, anyways, Trump ally. There's been some controversy about Devin Nunes, but evidently something's going right there. But Trump Jewish allies denounced dinner with Kanye West and Nick Fuentes. Now we all know what happened there. Anybody that's on what's going on and paying attention to that was a setup. And then later on, Kanye got set up again on 10 pools, and he started to realize what's going on, so he just kind of walks out. And we're going to be talking about that Thursday on my buddy. We always do our Thursday podcast, The Minute Men. Anyhow, dude, I'm just, Kanye West he's trying to break free from this stuff. He's mentally kind of damaged from the whole thing, but I don't think he's crazy. I really don't. I just think that he has a very short fuse when it comes to dealing with it because, be honest with you, we'll look back on some of the early Kanye days. I'm pretty sure that he was part of this whole thing, and he doesn't want to be a part of it anymore. He realizes what the wrong is. He's found his way. Nobody's perfect. People have done really bad things. If you read the Bible, a lot of bad people did really bad things, but they were forgiven by God, and they lived by His word, and they were redeemed. And so I really think that that's a possibility for any human being at any given moment when their heart's in the right place. And so we always know that. And I think that Kanye's is in the right place as well, and he got duped by the same people. So it's not like they were just going after. Kanye wasn't part of that. He was coached into this stuff, and he doesn't know what's going on as much as some other people do. He's still vulnerable, and so I'm hoping that Trump tells those people to go F off because we got bigger problems to worry about than eating dinner with somebody. Pence done the same thing. Trump better apologize for that. No, you don't need to apologize. Everybody, you don't need to make. You need to demand somebody's apology. That's your way of. That's a mental control. You have a control over that person. Apologies need to come from the heart. And if you talk to somebody about something and you express your feelings of wrongdoing, it's up to them whether or not they decide to apologize. If they don't know to apologize, that means they're just a crappy person. It's plain and simple. Anyways, if they're in the wrong, maybe they don't think they're in the wrong. Maybe you need to talk a little bit more about it. But long story short, you don't force an apology out of somebody because it's really not heartfelt and it's not genuine and it's really not really good to and humanity to have domain like that. Anyways, I could go a while about that, but apologizing to the left never got us anywhere, guys. I don't know if you know that or not, but if you apologize to the left, they double down. That's another thing. So, anyways. And reacting to China's boldest and most widespread protest in decades, the security apparatus built by Communist Party Xi Jinping, better known as Winnie the Pooh, mobilizing on multiple fronts and quashed dissent, drawing on its dissent in its old toolkit. So these people are pissed off because this all started with a factory that I did a video on a couple of days ago. Crappy audio, but hopefully we're straightened out now. Still, dude, So one worker does a chew, and next thing you know, before you know it, everybody, and they lock the whole. There was like 4,000 or 5,000 people that work at this factory, and they're going, "This is where you live now." This is what they say. You can stay here now. And there was people escaping and running and jumping over the fence, and then on top of that, now the people that were trying to get out get pushed back in, and people that got out and people that were walking by started a small protest, which grew bigger. Now there's people in New York. This is getting out of Xi Jinping's hands. And he's really, really, really not liking that because he likes to have control. That's the whole deal. When you're a dictator, when you lose control like this is what they fear most. But what they don't understand is that the reason why they lost control is because of what they did. This is their own fault. This is the dictator's fault. The constant fear and paranoia that drove them to treat these people this way to make sure that they stayed in power is what usually dethrones these people. I'm telling you what right now. I got friends that we all get along, we love each other because we all on the same page and we have no domain over each other. But if one of us needs to lead the way for a little bit, we're going to listen because we know that it's in our best interest. If something, whatever that might be, working on a vehicle or building something or doing some kind of something, we know where to place things because we know people's hearts in the right place. And you let that person go that way because you know that they're not going to have, it's a give and take. And that's how our constitutional republic democracy should be working. And Xi Jinping is totally against that. He's a dictator. We'll see how this rolls, guys. This is real. This is part of what's going on in Mojave County, one of the last holdouts of Arizona. And people were really, really trying to make things right. The Secretary of State at the time, which would be Katie Hobbs, is threatening all these counties with legal action.
I vote aye under duress. I found out today that I have no choice but to vote aye or I'll be arrested and charged with a felony. I don't think that is what our founders had in mind when they used the democratic process to elect our leaders, or form of self-government, and I find that very disheartening. With your vote of 4 ayes and 0 nays, you've approved item 1B. Anything else for the good of the order? We're adjourned.
All right, y'all heard it. I'm not going to say yay. I can't comment too much on that because and this is where I was talking about earlier about the woke preachers, the false prophets. Let's see here. Let me find this video, see if I can get it to pull up. But dude, I'm telling you, this is crazy. My computer being a little bit slow, and so we're going to talk a little bit while this kind of pulls up. But this Raphael Warnock had like an army of these high-end preachers that go to these do these big churches, and they have the big music in the background, and they're running the people, and they get out there and they have them speaking in all this. Which there is a place for speaking in tongues. It does happen. I've never done it. And it's actually a rarity. It's a very huge. To me, I think I see a lot of people speaking in tongue who aren't genuinely being touched by God. I think it's just it's not what people think. And so you see all these churches every time there's a big TV church and somebody starts speaking in tongue. It's not genuine. Something's up with that. I don't want to try to down anybody that has done that because it's maybe legit, but if you're into this, you'll know what I'm talking about.
God providentially set this moment for us to be punctually present in order to usher in a move of God that's going to transform the landscape of America. This election is not about Georgia.
Let me tell you what it's. But he's part of the cabal, the Great Reset people. He's into that. He wants to usher in all this, part of it, and this other preacher here goes on and on and on. And I'm gonna tell you something. There's Raphael Warnock is all about abortion. He up until birth. And if the baby happens to survive the extraction, it's left on the table till it passes away with no medical assistance. None. And that's what Raphael Warnock is all about. And these preachers are all begging for this man. And I don't understand that, because Raphael Warnock is for that. And Herschel Walker, even though that he's got problems in the past, he's redeemed himself. He's repented, and he speaks out against that. That one thing alone these people should be behind Herschel Walker. Why are these people doing that? Can anybody in the comment section that's made it this far through the video please have any explanation why these big churches are advocating for doing away with babies before they're born, using certain words? I mean, they get money for all this federal stuff. So you tell me what's going on. What's driving them to be that way? And why are they not behind Herschel Walker, who's against that, who wants to save lives and protect children from harm? I don't know. But that's your fake religion right there, guys. Former Virginia police officer catfishes minor teen girl online, kills her entire family, then dies with a shootout in California deputies. There he is right there. That's all I'm going to talk about. That's in California, guys. Angry artist vandalizes Balenciaga store in London after campaign controversy. More stores will be visited in due course. And I don't advocate for violence or any kind of kinetical stuff against people's property or themselves. But I will say that looked like the most peaceful protest to me. I don't know about you guys, but that seems pretty mostly peaceful and mostly just a protesting about people's word, and they're just wanting their voices to be heard. So I think it's okay as long as it's a peaceful protest. It looks like one to me. Oh, good gracious. Where am I at here? What happened? What did I just do here? So Biden meets with congressional leaders, and I'm going to tell you something. You want to see our leader in action at our greatest and our highest in esteem, and dude, come on, camera. Go, watch this. Watch it. I'm sorry. Let me get this here. Watch this. You got to watch this. What?
Already?
It's not good.
Look, I hope everyone had a nice Thanksgiving.
Hey, in a second, I think that's Chuck Schumer down there. You're gonna watch him get a drink of water. He getting nervous. Watch this.
Talk about what we're going to do between now and Christmas in terms of legislation, and there's a lot to do, including resolving the train strike, what we're doing now, and Congress, I think, has to act to prevent it. It's not an easy call, but I think we have to do it. The economy's at risk. We're going to work together to fund, I hope, the government, the COVID and the war in Ukraine, all controversial and consequential issues.
He can't talk.
We're going to find other areas of common ground, I hope, because the American people want us to work together. And so I'm going to stop there.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but Biden looking like he's been embalmed or something. What's up with that? His face naked, like they were smoking a bunch of cigars and all the nicotine stuck to his face. Look at that.
Get started, because I'm sure this is going to go very quickly, and everyone's going to agree on it. All kidding aside, we're here to get work done, and I want to thank you for taking the interest and time.
Nobody can hear you, by the way. Hey, you're ready, Chuck Schumer about to let loose. Look at him get a drink of water. He's like, I can't take it no more. This is not good. I watched the Ray Bradbury Theater episode. It's like these episodes. Look at the diversity hire camera guy, by the way, messing all up. C-SPAN. I could do better than that with my cell phone, holding that thing. But like in this episode of this Ray Bradbury Theater, I think one of my hairs is falling out. Let me see what's going on. They all, like, these people go to Mars, and when they get off the spacecraft, they're immediately engulfed in a cloud, and then when the cloud clears, it looks like they're in their old neighborhood, and all the people, like the dude's mom and his brother, all the people that were died and killed and whatever, they all were greeting him, and he's like, "What in the world?" And anyhow, long story short, what happened was they were all met up in this one little, like, in a room, and it looked just like that. All the glasses had, everybody wanted to take you a drink of water, and there was all the lizard people that had, like, got them in mind control and made a simulation, so it thought they were at home, and it kind of made them, they cloaked themselves to look like humans, so that all the people in the spaceship couldn't tell who these aliens looked like. But anyways, does this not look like some cloaking going on to you guys anyways? I don't know. And you had to get a drink of that crazy water. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. Okay, I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry. I kind of get off on a rabbit hole of things, but all I can say is there's something definitely weird about what's going on. And like I say, turncoat Mike Pence. Now, the Jewish people are all about that. Like, you better apologize. And now turncoat Mike Pence is getting Trump to bend the knee. No, I wouldn't apologize to nobody. Matter of fact, I'd have Kanye West back in my house, not with those other two dudes. But I would at least make it known that, what Kanye West said, I don't think was that controversial. I think they're blowing it way out of proportion. I think that they knew exactly what he meant. It was nothing kinetic. It was just some of the ways that he talks. When people use certain words, it's just their lingo. It doesn't mean that exactly what it means, even though sometimes people do use word out of context because it sounds cool. That's what'll get you in trouble, and that's what got Kanye in trouble. And the only thing that made it so weird is Kanye was probably right. And that's where everything went all upside down. And from here on out, we're just going to have to try to ride it out with the rest of the stuff and do our best to coexist with these lizard people, because they're trying to breathe all of our air and make it sulfur. And I don't like it. So anyhow, God has a plan for all of us. I don't need nothing to worry about. And there's that thing coming in. So let me stop this right quick so it doesn't. I was telling you earlier that I'm cutting the video and it's going to stop. So look, right here at the end too, guys. Right here at the end. Thank you guys for tuning in. Lots of love. If I got a lot going on tomorrow, so I'll try my best to get some more content out. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow is Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't even know what the day is. But anyways, big live coming up Thursday with Matt and all of us, and we have a lot of fun with that. And whenever you're in the comment sections, we'll make sure we see you and we talk to you, we interact together. You can find me on Twitter, #1William1Arch. You can find me on my other YouTube channel, William Archibald with an X. I'm sorry, We'll Fix It. We'll fix it with an exclamation point. It's all about precision, guys. All about precision. Well, I'm going to get out of here and get this thing cut and uploaded and all the other stuff going on and get home and do my thing. Lots of love, guys. God is definitely in control, and he loves you guys, and he loves it when everybody gets off their tail and works hard. So that's where it's at.